Today on Forbes, win or lose, this election will be lucrative for Kamala Harris. On Sunday, July 21st at 1:46 p.m., Kamala Harris became the frontrunner for the Democratic nomination. On Monday, she became the presumptive nominee. Despite her newborn campaign, the vice president has already lined up the delegates she'll need at the Democratic convention in August, and she has racked up endorsements from the president and the vast majority of Democratic governors, senators, and House members. And a record-breaking flood of donations to her campaign will help keep her competitive with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Harris's personal finances should remain strong too. Forbes estimated in May that she is worth $8 million, up from $7 million in 2021. And her White House run will provide plenty of opportunities to boost her fortune further. In the short term, she'll actually make out better if she loses. For example, take Mike Pence. Between leaving office in 2021 and a futile run for president in 2023, Pence quadrupled his estimated net worth from $1 million to $4 million by hitting the speaking circuit and writing a memoir. For another example, take Joe Biden himself. After choosing not to run in 2016 following his son's death, Biden and his wife Jill raked in more than $17 million in income from 2 memoirs and teaching and speaking gigs, boosting his estimated net worth from $2.5 million to $8 million. He's worth $10 million today, thanks mostly to appreciation of his real estate in Delaware. Harris, even if fresh off from a 2024 loss, could lean into these tried and true methods of making money for ex-politicians and build her nest egg further. Plus, Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, may be able to grow their fortune even better than Pence's or Biden's spouses. As an entertainment lawyer in private practice, he made upwards of $1 million a year while she was a senator. When Harris became vice president, though, Emhoff left his legal practice to teach at Georgetown University's law school and focused much of his time on his duties as the second gentleman. If Harris loses, Emhoff might return to his prior work 4 or 8 years earlier than otherwise, and with the added bonus of valuable contacts across government, it could make him plenty of money. But what if Harris wins in November? On January 20th, 2025, a newly sworn-in President Harris would get a taxpayer-funded mansion, aka the White House, to live in, and a $50,000 expense allowance. Though the presidency isn't a free ride, she'd still have to cover her own groceries and personal legal bills. Luckily for her, she'd also get a 70% pay raise to $400,000 a year. She'd also become eligible for a pension under the former President's Act that would pay her the salary of a cabinet secretary or the vice president, about $235,000, annually for the rest of her life once she leaves office. If Harris served one term, such a pension would be worth an estimated $1.7 million when she left office. After 2 terms, it would be worth about $1.1 million because she would be older, 68 years old, when starting to receive benefits. Those financial perks are pretty good, but the presidency is an exercise in delayed gratification. It's leaving office that tends to open the financial floodgates. The Clintons raked in a whopping $240 million between 2001 and 2016, per a previous Forbes analysis, largely from speaking, writing, and consulting. Donald Trump cashed in on his post-presidential fame, in part by starting a Twitter knockoff that, after going public in a merger earlier this year, has inflated his net worth by billions. The details are fuzzier for presidents no longer as involved in politics. George W. Bush reportedly got a $7 million contract for his memoir and tens of millions of dollars for speeches. Barack and Michelle Obama reportedly sold their book rights for $65 million and penned a deal with Netflix worth an unknown but no doubt sizable amount. Harris, already a national figure given her 4 years in the Senate and 4 as vice president, could almost certainly tap into similar income streams even if she loses in November. But former presidents typically command much higher sums from publishers and talent agencies. For full coverage, check out Kyle Kahn-Mullen's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.